February of 2017, a YouTuber known as Tattoo Tony Alton uploaded a video of him exploring a neighborhood in St. Louis that was mostly abandoned. In the video, we see Tony look around multiple buildings and find a wide range of different objects, but it isn't until the end of the video that Tony finds something a little out of the ordinary. In the basement of one of the houses, he finds what appears to be a human bone. It seems to have been stripped off of a spinal cord and has a striking resemblance to a human vertebrae. Now, this bone could be the remains of an animal, but the surrounding area's crime rate was quite high, so the idea that it was linked to a human isn't necessarily that far-fetched.
Hi, I'm Sunny. I live and travel the US in my van, and today we're exploring one of the creepiest abandoned places I've ever found. Walking around, you could tell that this place was used for somebody who was desperate. Walking through here, I found myself on edge. It gave me bad vibes. This place was dirty, definitely unsafe if you're not careful, but also super interesting. The ceiling was missing in some places, and where it wasn't, it was sagging. We climbed through an open door frame to another room. In another building, hidden towards the back of the lot, we found a piano. It still worked, but was creepily off-key. The church was locked, but we still found a way to look inside for you guys. There was a pole with trash and other tributes nailed to it. If you want to see more abandoned places, let me know.
Welcome to Corvin Castle, one of the most haunted places in Romania. Though it's fairy tale-esque in appearance, Corvin Castle has been a place of torture, imprisonment and death to many. It's been around since the 15th century and is famed for having held Vlad Tepes, the real-life inspiration for Dracula, prisoner in one of its underground dungeons. Vlad is rumoured to have developed his bloodlust here while feasting on the bodies of rats to survive. Some even say his ghost remains down there. Then there's a ghostly monk who was walled up inside a tower, and another sad story of 3 Turkish monks who were promised freedom if they dug a well deep enough to hit water. 15 years of digging later, they struck water, but instead of freedom, they were murdered. This is all before even mentioning the bear pits where prisoners were typically disposed of. Oh yeah, also this was a filming location for the horror movie The Nun. Full videos on the Amy's Crypt YouTube channel.
Delphine Lalaurie haunts the ghost house on Royal. She was a torturer, she was a murderer, and a socialite. She was run out of town on a rail when a fire exposed the atrocities of her torture and sent to Paris, where she died and was buried for a year and a day and then brought back. Is she buried here?
This is the strangest gravestone I have ever found. A couple holds each other's hands from beyond the grave, immortalized in stone. There's something very beautiful about this, but also so bizarre because it's 2 whole arms.
So last night I caught one of the scariest things I've ever experienced on camera. I'm gonna make this really short so I can show you all the videos. So basically I was manifesting last night, and this was my first time manifesting with him in my room. And as soon as I started writing down my manifestation, he started barking at me like crazy and yowling. But as soon as I put the notebook away and I stopped manifesting, he would shut up. And he would keep looking behind me like there was something behind me. It seemed like he was trying to warn me. Also, this video has bad energy. He's looking at me. Book to start manifesting. He's chewing on a bone right now. Let's see what happens. Okay, now I'm gonna put it away.
Okay, this is not funny anymore. Something just responded after us.
And it wasn't us.
No, that was not. I heard that. I yelled hello.
Hello!
Yeah, you hear that? Wait, there's a noise. Yeah, you heard that.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
want to hear your paranormal experience that made you think, oh my gosh, this is for real.
When I was 10 years old, I fell asleep downstairs by myself, and I was asleep on this little couch right here. I had been having some really weird dreams, and I don't remember what they were about. I just knew that they were weird. And in my dream, I remember someone saying, "We've been watching you for 3 months," which strangely enough was the amount of time that the dreams had been happening. So I fully woke up, and my cat was sitting on my lap, and I just started petting her, and then I realized she was looking at something behind me. And her eyes got really wide, and she jumped off my lap and ran out of the room. So I thought, oh, that was weird. And then I hear something behind me. So there's this part in our house that always creaks, but not many people know about it. So I heard it step on this spot right here. Always creaks. So I turned around to look at the sound, looked up, and it was a huge black outline of a person.
Is a creepy, unexplained childhood experience that you have?
This one was for me. I grew up in a house that was built in 1742, and that shit was hella haunted, and there was a lot of unexplained things that happened over the years, but the one that really comes to mind is the time my friend was over and we were just watching TV, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a woman dressed in like 1900s clothing walk into my kitchen. She like looked back and then like kept walking. Me and my friend looked at each other, screamed, and ran out of the house and refused to come back inside until my dad came home. I actually have some crazy photos of my house back in the day. My grandpa was a historian, and so we have all these amazing pictures. These are some of the people who lived there. More people. Out of all the photos, this lady looks the most like the lady that I saw. There were cows and chickens and horses. More people. The worst part is I have a lot more stories.
After hearing that they were filming The Walking Dead near where I live today in Texas, I headed out to the location where they were actually shooting some scenes with zombies. The first location I went to, you couldn't really see anything, but the second place that I visited, the other side of the road, you could clearly see the cast and the crew. You could make out props from the show, and there was a huge crowd gathering. It was pretty interesting. You couldn't really get that close because the road was closed and I didn't want to trespass, so I kind of hung back with the group. This truck looked like it was probably using some shots, and if you've seen the show before, Fear the Walking Dead, you might recognize this vehicle right here that I'm trying to zoom in on. Here are some screenshots from the show when characters are using this specific vehicle, and as you can see, they were shooting some scenes right now involving that vehicle. You could see people swinging open the doors and whatnot. I didn't really see any zombies, but it was interesting and a cool day. So I saw today that they're filming The Walking Dead near where I live, so I headed out to go check out the set. I actually met Norman Reedus, aka Daryl, a few years ago, so I've got a personal connection. I cranked up the theme song to 100% and I drove down the highway in pursuit of some undead zombie goodness. It was a bit of a drive to get up there, but as soon as I got to the area, I could see the roads were shut. Apparently they were doing a pretty big scene with some zombies. As I was driving around, I saw this little black van, probably some cast members in there. I thought that was kind of cool. But I parked my car and kind of walked around the area. I was a little bit sketched out. I didn't want to, trespass or anything, but I could start to see the production vehicles, and this is about as close as I could get. You can barely see one of the trucks that they use in the show in this shot right here, but I don't know. There was a couple people out there looking at the set, but it wasn't until I left this area and went to the other side that I was really able to see what was going on down there. If you want to see what was happening on the set, check out part 2. I'm about to post it soon. It's worth it.
We're going to talk about hell houses, but I feel like this is very important. I am doing a trigger warning right now. You get easily triggered by what the church thinks is controversial life choices. You might want to leave. If you thought the judgment houses were pretty traumatizing, that's a cakewalk in comparison to a hell house. Now, the hell house was created through the church. It was like the judgment house. It was a walkthrough. You would have a demon in each room that the church thought was sinful, which was every room in the hell house. Would have demons in abortion clinics, person getting abortions, and make it look real. This one really bothers me and messes me up. It's same-sex marriage. Notice how you see a demon in each room. Drugs and alcohol, suicide. Yes, there is a picture. There are plenty of pictures on the internet I refuse to show. Most of these suicides were suicides by guns. They would shoot blanks. It would sound and look very, very real. They put me in a coffin at a church, but I've been known that people were put in coffins in the ground and people walk on top of them. Just found out about this yesterday, but there is a documentary called Hell House, if you don't believe me.
That
a lost cemetery, Whitlock Cemetery. We didn't even realize it was a lost cemetery. We just, threw up Google, find us a cemetery on the way home. Came across this one. We come here, it's completely overgrown. We had to kind of climb our way in here. There is a little sign out front with a couple of letters still on it. It says it's the Whitlock Cemetery, but you can see how overgrown it is. We will post a bigger video on, and gotta watch the bugs. We'll post a bigger video on Facebook on this. Someone's already talking about bringing their dad out here. So, it's actually quite a sizable cemetery. I guess looking back this way, you can see some of the stones. A lot of them are just under all of the brush here. So it's difficult to find these things. Like I said, we didn't even realize it was going to be a lost cemetery, but here it is.
Check this out. This is the house that was built in 1850, guys. What the heck is going on? I want to name him Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Check him out. Shout out to Jeff. May this house to every guest be a place of cheer and rest. What was good in 1912, guys? Let's see. Got some old liquor. They were selling bullets. Look at the cars. Look how they look. Don't ever follow my footsteps, guys. You guys know. Been doing this for 7 years. Not that I'm a pro or anything. Just know to know your limits. Does that phone work?
It just made a sound.
I heard the sound. What the heck? Can you call someone? When I press the button, it just goes to a long ring. Look at how you turn the lights on here. This is the best thing in the freaking room. I mean, he has no legs anymore. That's awesome. The fact that they just ditched this place. They had more houses. They had like 4 houses or something like that. But just to ditch everything you have here is kind of crazy. Hello? It's freaky painting. Whoa. So right now the vibes I'm getting are kind of like mysterious, spooky, very, very quiet. Oh, this is, okay, guys. Dang, now look at it. Dang, raccoons must have been dead for so long. It looks like a freaking just skeleton with fur. I'm just scared, like, I mean, dude, this whole thing, we're surrounded by just nice hard wood.
It's a bat. It's a bat.
Oh, dude, don't... Yo, chill out. Explorers, the bed is still here. Oh my god. Yo, guys, look. The satanic circle.